All that said, he's still gonna do Asmongold things.
Did not.
Say that.
Yes.
There's nothing left.
Okay.
It's all gone. It's a new comment. It's a new statement every other week.
No.
It's over.
These people are not your allies. They are not the same as us. They come from an inferior culture.
Yes, I can be as unhinged as I want, right? But the people who are affected by it are allowed to be mad at me for being that unhinged. It should either be fully disconnected from me or like say, hey, I'm not willing to be around this.
Here's the thing. I'm making content and I have like multiple channels that are getting over 100 million views a month. It's not important to me like what other people's perception is or their approval of what I'm saying is or anything like that. It doesn't matter. I don't need to be rude back to them. It's not, just doesn't matter. Straight up. I literally don't give a
Better watch what you say, Asmond. I think there comes a point where a streamer can actually be so big that they legitimately do not have to care what they do or say on stream. Like, for example, Asmongold. Now, to be clear, he has suffered repercussions before in the past, like with his awful take on the Palestine conflict. That was really bad. But I've been noticing recently some of the really dumb stuff he's been saying with seemingly no backlash from his own fans. And that's important today because I want to talk about some backlash he's been getting from his own members of his own organization, OTK. If you guys remember, he stepped away from leadership of OTK after the Palestine controversy. But of course, without he's the owner of it, people still associate him very closely to it, which is a problem nowadays because he's still been dropping some yeesh comments. Two members of OTK, Nick Pullum and Cena, recently talked about this, and honestly, they cooked. I agree 100% with everything. With the clips I'll be showing today in this video, I think they have a lot of added impact because both of them are part of OTK, so they would be able to feel any hits from Asmon's faults, including having sponsors drop out. And that's simply what Nick Pullum is claiming. But anyways, let's get into it. So this story began with this clip from a stream that Nick and Cena were doing where they brought up, how OTK is being affected by Asmond. Even though he left it, his comments still perpetuate very heavily with the organization and they affected severely. Like I said before, I think with what they said, they cooked 100%.
Other people end up suffering because of it, not Asmond. That guy does not give a fuck.
Okay, but he should suffer.
But he's never going to.
I think he
is
should.
the Roach King. He does not care.
He should care.
But he doesn't.
Okay, but do you know?
Okay, that was retarded. He should care, but he doesn't. He should care, but he doesn't. Like, you're saying the same things, agreeing at the same time.
And people think we haven't told him not to say some things in the past. He doesn't give a fuck.
Okay, but do you know what you're missing in wording about that though is that if he doesn't care, then I think that a different conversation needs to be had with his actions. Do you know what I mean? Because he's being so out of pocket.
What conversation? How can you stop him?
I think
there's one person that can stop Asmongold.
And it's him.
No, it's Twitch.
Oh.
Okay, that part was dumb. There's only one human being that can stop him. A company. Like what? You mean a thing? You mean an organization?
But obviously if he chooses, he can sue, but he's not going to.
But yeah, essentially I agree with what I said, because when you have a boss of a company, organization, and he's so high up, who's gonna stop him? Of course it would have to be Twitch, but like, tell me right now the current state of it, of the streaming platform, that they would fucking enforce against Asmond. They wouldn't at all. And again, I feel really bad for them, because they are just that, they're just members. If your boss is being a retard, firing his gun, his really bad political take gun, and just, ruin the company, then yeah, you're completely powerless. Like, what is a Globe Shadow employee gonna be like, hey, you really shouldn't do that, it's affecting me? No, he probably tells you shut the fuck up or just fire you or kick you out. One of those two options. Regardless, both of them, still have like no effect at the overall situation at hand. And at the same time, both of them, I know Nick is pretty big, and I'm sure Cena's as well. Oh no, she has like nearly 500,000 followers on Twitch. Yes, he's massive, but still, by comparison, they are much more than Asmund. So if Asmund says something really dumb, it would be like a small cut of his huge viewership, not that different. Like honestly, I was thinking about this. I think he could unironically throw a sick Heil live on stream. He would get banned, for a week, but he would come back to people still liking him because his fans would not give a shit at all. But of course, with Nick or Cena, if they did it, they would be fucking hanging by a noose the very next day. And so, by the way, for what I said before about him claiming that they had sponsors drop out, they go right here with what he says.
I did not.
Senna.
Yes.
There's nothing left.
Okay.
It's all gone.
I mean, I'm not really sure what sponsors they had, but of course it would have to be working over PC companies, PC, they make computers. So if they see that Palestine clip of, they have an inferior culture, they would drop them like right off the bat, 100%.
But maybe, Nick.
No. And there's
I would be stone locked for what company would want to sponsor Asmongold after that shit back in October.
Senna, it's a new comment. It's a new statement every other week.
No,
it's over.
I know, and I want streamers to want to come to Austin. I don't think they want to come anymore.
I'm sure people come to Austin. It's a pretty big state, pretty big city and state.
But it can be me and you and Emily and Emmy.
That's good. That's good for.
And
who else we got?
I feel bad. I know who Emily is, extra Emily, but like having like such a huge player like Asmongold be kicked out or not part of your organization, that would suck as well. Like these people are just so fucked. Unless they have like an actual miracle of us being like, oh my god, I'm a retard. Then like there is no saving OTK at all.
You can't even say catchy because she's out there fucking throwing up salutes and shit.
I was thinking of sponsors. I was trying to be sponsor friendly.
Yeah, exactly. She can't join.
I know. So
she has about a year before she's cleared, and even then, probably not.
She'll learn. She'll learn. I think she will. She's she'll learn.
Who's left? Dude, people.
Mari.
People.
Seer.
People are saying Soda. People forget his history with sponsors. It's not good.
Well, what do you? I have no idea what he's referring to at all.
If we're doing tier list rankings, you might even be more of a brand risk than Soda nowadays.
I'm not. How?
Between you and Soda, who has more hate threats in the past week? Go.
Okay, this became very gay. Like, who was it? Just fuck off. Whatever. And to really reinforce why I agree with them so much, it's so gay right now. I won't show you guys, but I have like an actual catalog of all the clips I remember where Asmund looks really bad. With the first one, of course, I wouldn't play the whole thing again because this clip has been ingrained in the community so hard. I'll play a quick snippet.
That's it. Just takes enough. That's right. These people are not your allies.
Well, they're not allies. They're cockroaches. They're filth. I'm not gonna repeat what he said. So you've got that as well. Very very big brand risk. And the second part that blew my mind with how he didn't get like enough backlash from it was this part where, if you guys remember, I have no idea what's going on in America, but like they have the ICE department. What do you call it? Where they were deporting illegals, of the country with how Donald Trump is now the president. And he had a bit. It was semi-serious, where he wanted to have like a collab with them, where he would dress up as Ash Ketchum while they were deporting illegals, Mexicans, and like it probably deep down in his heart probably is a joke, but like he looks so stone cold serious, I can't even tell.
So like they're doing this thing with like these deportations where they bring in like celebrities to deport people, and it made me wonder, what is the probability that Tom Homan would let me go with him dressed up as Ash Ketchum with watching them do deportations? Like, I feel like it's probably at least 5% chance, right? Like, I think we're at a 5 to 10% chance that this could happen. Yeah, exactly. That'd be really good content. It would be. And yeah, probably not gonna happen though, but it would be fucking funny. For the love of God, you must try it. Yeah, it'd be fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think it is coding like in the sense of a joke, but like for brands, for your organization, it probably won't look so good to be like, oh my god, I want to cosplay as an anime character while I fucking deport Mexicans. never in my life would I say that, you know, live on stream at all. And I'm seeing right now people are like on some subreddit, I have no idea what, oh, live stream fails is right there. They're giving him flack, but again, I really believe deep down there's own fan base, you know, like what he says, and they do not care one tiny bit at all. So if there are two things I would really nail him on the cross for, it would be those clips. These next two things I have to show, they're not as bad, but like I'm still like, that's so bizarre. This first one I'm gonna show is it's so funny. It was a part where he was debating the probability of the Holocaust. I mean, he sounded very, I think he was being serious 100%. He said nothing bad, but the way he put it, which is, you know, so, I'm sorry, but autistically dumb. Like, let me show it.
I'm not one of these Holocaust deniers. I think the Holocaust probably happened. I think probably 99% certainty it happened.
Like, those two word picks seem very bizarre. Probably happened 99%. I was thinking about it. I think he's trying to, like, you know, take the approach of, like, you know, believing aliens, where he believes it very hard, but, you know, he doesn't have like definitive proof of it. So like, oh, for my own safety, or, you know, to be completely rational, I'll take away 1%. You know, that makes sense. So it's nearly 100, but it's giving coverage for that tiny bit of uncertainty, and that's fair. But it's probably not as fair when it comes to something like the Holocaust. Would it really hurt to say, you know, you're sure it did happen? When we also have, you know, evidence of Nazis admitting to it. Like, also a grown-ass man saying this live on stream. What the fuck was he thinking? So the first section is probably the worst part of the clip. However, I remember now as well, this was the same clip where he admits he feels braver now to say what's on his mind because he lost sponsors. And like, the way he sounds, you know, he sounds like very proud about it, but like, brother, that's not a good thing.
Like, I used to be very afraid of this kind of stuff, like talking about different topics like this, etc. But I don't really have a lot of sponsors now.
That's not a good thing. If you were saying stuff that is so off color, that's making you lose sponsors, stop, shut up, close your lips, throw away the lock, throw away the key, sorry. You're very clearly saying the dumbest shit possible that people are moving away from you. I mean, there is stuff, you know, that could be somewhat right, that will still make you lose sponsors. However, there is, you know, like an actual section where it's so dumb that there is just no way to defend it unless you're a piece of shit like him. And so the last thing that people give him shit for, that I think is, you know, not as heavy as the other clips, was the fact like how in recent he's been reacting to more like right-wing stuff. Like, he will watch, I have no idea why, he will watch like Donald Trump speeches at the White House, and I don't really care if he watches that kind of stuff, I don't really mind, but I promise you, if he's watching, you know, like Donald Trump, you know, he's like this one right now, I promise you I could sit down, I could find some very bad parts about it. I don't give a shit to, but like, you know, I think in the overall discussion of why people dislike him or why he might be a brand risk, this, you know, this new pivot to content might be one of the reasons, I feel like. Anyways, to now get to the part where Asmongold reacted to it, I want to watch it right now and just be like, you know, mind blown again for the second time to how moronic he sounds. Like, I'm sorry, but this is a grown-ass man who is a fucking massive streamer, right? But like in this clip, he sounds like some actual toddler in high school. What the fuck? What am I saying? He sounds like an actual kid in high school being like, I don't give a shit what people are saying about me. Like, I'm just having fun on my stream. I'm saying deplorable stuff and I don't give a shit. Like, listen, if you want to be like, you know, an apostle for like, you know, very good political takes, that's fine. But there's an overwhelming majority of people like getting fucked over by your dumb stuff. And like, you don't feel any of the whips on your back because, you know, you're a huge streamer. Other people are getting fucked over it because of you. Like, just take some tiny bit of accountability at bare minimum.
Just see what it says about OTK and you. I heard a little bit about it. The thing is, like, here's the thing. I'm making content and I have like multiple channels that are getting over 100 million views a month.
But right off the bat, he should not be getting shit for this because he's a huge streamer, he's getting millions of views. So, you know, devoid of any conversation right off the bat. And it pivots to this next point, but like still very dumb.
That's all I would be doing. It's not important to me, like, what other people's perception is or their approval of what I'm saying is or anything.
That part pissed me off so bad. Okay, they're not just people, they're not just glob shittle people, they're pretty sizable streamers and they're members of your company, of your organization. You should care. But I know you're the boss. You could like you could be like Harvey Weinstein, you know, like walk around the office with your dick out. That's that's not okay, but you could do that. But still, you should care a tiny bit for what they have to say, especially if they're losing sponsors from it and they're getting fucked over financially by you.
Like that, it doesn't matter. I think that the main thing that I care about, the main thing I focus on is my own content. If somebody has like a legitimate criticism or something like that, I pay attention to it. But some other bullshit's just not really that important to me. I don't need to be rude back to them. It's not, just doesn't matter. Straight up. I literally don't give a shit. Sorry to say. And, you know, like the thing is that I see plenty of other people that are, that like, you know, they try to always fight it and argue with people, etc. The fact is that I'm doing better than ever. I'm massively fucking successful. I've had opportunities that I've never had access to.
Hell yeah, dude. Fucking scorched earth and living on an isolated island. Who gives a shit about my other friends? I mean, I'm not sure if he's friends with them. Who gives a shit? But still, you should have some camaraderie with other people in your organization. In your organization that you run. Like, even if you don't care about them, why would you not want to preserve your own company so you can make more money from it? You're actually like, some people are insane. Right? I have no idea why Asmongold is so popular. He might have some talent. I don't know. I don't watch him. But like, how is he this big and also be in the position to have a company? Like, he's not built for this at all. Bro, just put the fries in the bag.
On Twitch, or at least even online, period, has access to opportunities like I do because of what I do. And so, and how well it does. And I think that's because of you guys. And so why do I want to waste your time dealing with people that are chirping about it? Who cares? Really, who cares? Unless it's funny, then what's the point? And so, yeah, it's that. That's it. You define your own success. Yeah, I do. And so it doesn't matter to me at all. And people were saying China. No. I think they meant Senna. No, I saw like a title of it, but I didn't even watch the clip. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, who gives a shit? Well, I'm sorry. My employees are criticizing me. I could chop their head off with an axe. Who gives a shit? I'm sorry, but if you watch the clip by itself, it really seems like the main context for it is that they gave him a little bit of flack and that's it. Oh, who cares? Drama is natural in this kind of space. Who gives a shit? It's much worse than that. I promise. If you watch, hopefully in this video, if you watch, the timeline of all the really bad stuff piling on top, you will understand why he legitimately has to like pull up his boots and give a shit about his reputation and his company that involves actual real people that want a career. And also as well, if you're gonna boast about losing sponsors and being more brave, then at least admit that, be willing to accept some of the flaws that comes with that. Like if you're gonna be more outspoken, accept some of the flack you're gonna get potentially. I mean, he's getting some now, but he's like sidestepping it, he's ignoring it, because who gives a shit? And again, that's bad, because you should actually have a conversation about your career if you want to maintain one. And also because the people talking about this are his own friends, his own members of his company. Like even if this is the right way to run a company, you should care about what people are saying internally and how to make it better. And also as well, how to avoid losing sponsors, the blood of your company. So yeah, I'm gonna be honest, this actually sucks to see, because I already know full well the comments in this video right now. They're just gonna say, oh, well, if they really hate that much, then why don't you just leave already? But if you're in an organization that nets you a good bit of money without you really doing much, then why the fuck would you leave instead of trying to advocate for the boss to pull up his boots and not fuck over his own employees and friends? But of course, Asmongold could not care any less. Like I said before, he could throw a sick Heil, get banned for a week, but past that, his own viewership, his own fan base would not give a shit at all. Meanwhile, the only people that will feel the blowback from it would be people in OTK, because no matter how much PR fixing they try to do, it could easily be undone by Asmond and his little funny comments. And honestly, I'm being very critical of him, because his takes suck so bad. Like, if he was saying some really good stuff, I would advocate for the other members to consider it maybe being a fault of a biased hate mob. But no, everything I would consider in the last 6 months to be controversial from Asmond has sucked so bad, and it has been nobody's fault apart from his. And I say that because, yeah, he might be massive, he might be his own boss, but you have to remember that some people should just not be unfiltered with their political or spicy takes, no matter how much they believe they might be in the right and they're smart. Just no way at all.